Could we see yet another Bears upset? Sports Talk Chicago, here with Jon Zaghloul. In this video, we're going to break down and preview the Bears-Packers game this weekend and explain why the Bears have a good chance at winning this game. Comes up in just a second. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, set up notifications so you don't miss a thing. We have interviews with former Chicago Bears players, athletes, and journalists, plus commentary daily on the Bears, Cubs, White Sox, Bulls, and Blackhawks. Don't want to miss it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports. And if you want to find more videos, more articles, and podcasts, head on over to sportstalkchicago.com. I want to start today with this. It's going to be hard for me to pick the Bears to win on Sunday. It's not because I'm a Bears hater or a Packers fan. It's just because of history. Aaron Rodgers against the Bears on Sunday Night Football, 23 touchdowns, no picks, 6 games. That's unbelievable. I will say, history does not define the present day. The Bears aren't being coached under Matt Nagy or Mark Trestman or John Fox. They have a new quarterback, new GM, a different mindset overall, and it showed last week in their win over the 49ers. The Packers have lost Davante Adams, and it's clear that they're really hurting with that. It's going to be a completely different game under many different circumstances. That said, it's still the Packers, it's still Aaron Rodgers, and it's still primetime football. I think it's important to note, though, that this Bears team is obviously different. We saw it last week. Forced 2 takeaways. Justin Fields turned it on in the second half enough to lead the Bears to a win. Talked about this on the recap video. May not have had the best stats. May not have thrown for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns, but he was a leader more than a passer. And that's okay as a quarterback. Alex Smith was a leader more than a passer. There are so many people we could go down the list about who were better leaders than passers, still won games, and still led teams to meaningful games in the playoffs and even the Super Bowl. That's not a knock on Fields at all, and that's also his first game in a new offensive scheme in year 2 of his NFL career. It's only going to get better. Maybe we'll see more on Sunday. Point is, the Bears came to play. We saw it. There was definitely a different attitude, more aggressiveness, and a hunger to win, which we haven't seen out of the Bears in quite a long time, to me at least. It's been a long time since the Bears have just been hungry to win, really. Matt Eberflus did a good job at changing the culture at the player level to instill that inside of them. Remember this too, the Packers are hurting. It might just be one game, and everybody's going to tell you, don't judge them on one game, but I'll tell you what. Davante Adams is gone forever. Not just one game. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to adjust, and it's going to be a learning process for him. When the Bears face the Packers again later this year, probably going to be a whole different story. The Packers may end up crushing the Bears. But in this situation, with everything being so new for both sides, this is not going to be a blowout. Aaron Rodgers needs to find a new preferred wide receiver. And oh yeah, the one guy that the Bears passed on, Watson, he dropped a potential 70-yard touchdown pass last week. So it may not be him. Allen Lazard limited in practice, same with David Bakhtiari. The Packers are on their back legs. They're on their heels, not on their toes, and that may lead to a different sort of game on Sunday, one that we're not used to seeing from the Bears. A lot of people upset, including Todd Berman, friend of the program. Bears fans should be worried. I don't think it's a matter of worry. Actually, there should be no worry from Bears fans. What do we have to lose? That's the attitude that I saw last week, even from this Bears team. What do the Bears have to lose? Really? No one's expecting anything out of them, anything meaningful. People said 2-14, 2-15. People said top 5 pick. People said tanking. Nobody said, oh, they're going to beat the 49ers week 1 and make Trey Lance look like an idiot. And they did. Bears fans have no reason to be worried. If anything, it's the Packers. Everybody's expecting the Packers to win. The Packers are 10.5-point favorites in this game. They should be the ones worried, not you. Bears fans, Bears players, the Bears themselves have nothing to worry about. If they lose, we all saw it coming. We knew that they were going to lose. It's the Packers. It's Sunday Night Football. What do you expect? The pressure is going to be on Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers starts 0-2 without Devontae Adams and loses to the Bears on Sunday Night Football, who has the pressure in that situation? Obviously, Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, the Packers, not the Bears. And if Rodgers wins, the Bears lose, they keel over. So what? We're not expecting a playoff appearance. We're not expecting anything of significance from this team, from Justin Fields, from nobody. We're expecting this to be a rebuild year anyway. That's the thought process. Bears fans should be worried. Really? Packers fans should be worried. If the Bears upset them, it's going to be chaos on Monday in Green Bay. Really? The rebuilding Bears beat you on Sunday Night Football? Aaron Rodgers looked horrible, had no wide receivers. Justin Fields improved. The Bears' defense played well. Think about that storyline. Versus the opposite, which is, the Packers won, we all expected it. The Bears have nothing to lose. The Bears have nothing to worry about. They're just playing as a team. It showed in week 1. It's going to show on Sunday, too. Don't listen to the Bears being worried narrative. It's wrong. It's a national narrative, and it's wrong. I don't care what the odds say. I don't care what the betting lines say. We already know that the national media is biased in their coverage of the Bears. We've already proven that many a time. Saw it last week. I told you the Bears would lose by 7 points according to the bettors, and the Bears won. This week, the Bears are plus 10.5. Pick the Bears. Even if the Bears lose, pick the Bears. Same idea. It wears me out sometimes. People are not thinking about the human element in football, in sports, in anything. This is not some simulation. This is not robots playing. This isn't Madden 23. It's real football with real people. Anything's possible. Anything can happen. Aaron Rodgers could have another crappy game. He'll have nobody to throw to. Justin Fields could turn it on. The Bears' defense could force Rodgers to fumble. Anything's possible. The idea that the Bears should be worried is nonsense. Don't let anybody tell you that. It's so wrong. Rodgers is 20-7 against the spread against the Bears. Packers have won 11 straight games after a loss and are perfect 11-0 against the spread. I don't care. Different year, different circumstances. Different year, different circumstances. This isn't Matt Nagy Bears football. This isn't Mark Trestman Bears football. This isn't Jay Cutler. Mitch Trubisky even. This is Justin Fields with Matt Eberflus, with the renewed culture and mindset, the hits principle, versus Aaron Rodgers without his number 1 wide receiver forever. Forever. And a Green Bay team that's 0-1 and got humiliated by the Vikings. Have we ever seen this sort of scenario play out between the Bears and Packers? Usually the Packers are in first place already, and they have nothing to worry about, or it's early in the season. I can't remember a situation in which the Bears and Packers faced off prime time, and the Bears upset a team and the Packers got their ass kicked. And Aaron Rodgers didn't have his number 1 wide receiver, and the Bears had a new head coach and GM and a second-year quarterback. No. This is a different situation. I had to guess right now, this is going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be particularly high scoring, but I do think at this moment the Bears are going to lose. It's going to be close. I think at the end of the day, it's going to come down to experience. And that's not a knock on Justin Fields. It's just the truth. I love Justin Fields. I think he had a very good game on Sunday. A game of growth and development for sure, which is the point. But I think when he's going to face off against Aaron Rodgers in the fourth quarter, it's going to be a one-score game. Aaron Rodgers will pull what Aaron Rodgers always pulls. A ball out of his ass and a win when nobody expects it. That's going to be the issue. I think it's going to be a one-possession game. I think the Packers will win this one 28-24. That's it. I'll say this. Don't be surprised if the Bears win again. It's going to be rainy on Sunday. Fair weather. Packer weather, though, too. Both teams are very accustomed to playing in bad weather. That's why it's not going to be particularly high scoring. It's not going to be a 35-30 game. 28-24, Packers win for now. But if the Bears win, I'm going to be the happiest guy in the world. And I'm telling you right now, this is different than years past. This is not that bad of a Bears team. And the Packers, meanwhile, are reeling and struggling. Don't be surprised if the Bears win. Don't be surprised if it's a close game. It's not going to be a blowout, I'll tell you right now. The Bears are not going to let that happen to themselves. They have too much heart, and they have too much care and pride in the way they play. Maybe they didn't last year with Matt Nagy. Maybe they didn't a couple of years ago with John Fox or Mark Trestman, but they do with Matt Eberflus. They have pride in the way they play. Something I love. They're not going to let the Packers blow them out. And even if the Packers win, they're not going to be happy, and there's going to be a hunger next time they play to win again. We have to remember that. Different team. Don't listen to the national narrative. Don't even give it the time of day. Just tune it out. Don't watch ESPN. Don't watch Fox Sports. Think about it for yourself. Think about the situation we're in. This is not, 16-0 in years past. No, it's a new year, new team, new situation. That's the problem with reciting the past. It doesn't always show the full picture, what we talk about today. Sure, Aaron Rodgers might have dominated the Bears after a loss or on Sunday Night Football, but he had Devontae Adams. He had different coaches over the years, different offensive schemes. He was in a better mindset and isn't as crazy as he is now. So many different factors that go into it. The Bears had nothing. Different coaches, all of them who sucked and were failures and got fired. Different quarterbacks, all of them who sucked and who were failures to an extent and were either traded or released. It's a way different story. But one of these games, they probably faced Matt Barkley, and then they're quoting these stats and saying, watch out for Aaron Rodgers. Well, of course you're going to dominate the Bears when Matt Barkley's starting. Of course you're going to dominate the Bears when Jay Cutler was even starting. Of course you will. Different situation. I won't say the Bears will win, because I know Aaron Rodgers. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did. And regardless, it's going to be a close game. Do me one favor, all of you watching. Just don't worry. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens in this game. The results mean nothing. They really don't. The Bears are not going to be a great team, and nobody's expecting them to. And if they do, it's a pleasant surprise, like the 2015 Cubs. Pleasant surprise. Nobody expects it. It's okay either way. It really is. But if they win, big deal. Huge deal for the division, for the Bears standing in the national media. I mean, unbelievable if it happened. But don't worry about it. If that's something you can do. Doesn't matter. If the Packers win, we're all going to say, yeah, we knew it. If the Bears win, it's going to be a pleasant surprise. If it's a close game, it's going to be a pleasant surprise. There's no need to worry. The idea that Bears fans should worry about a team that was supposed to go 2-15 or that was supposed to get a top pick or that was supposed to be one of the worst teams in football is ridiculous. So now we have to worry? After you buried us all offseason? Now we have to worry about the Bears and the Packers. Oh, watch out. Better worry. No. It doesn't matter what happens. And if the Bears win, good for the Bears. The Bears have nothing to lose. Remember that. Repeat that to people you know. The Bears have nothing to lose in this game. Absolutely nothing. Nothing to lose. They're going to play their hearts out like they did last week, and we'll see what happens. That's all you could say. If they win, great. If they lose, fine. What's the old term? They're playing with house money. They really are. They have a huge cap space situation coming into next year. They are not expected to do anything of significance this year. The Packers, meanwhile, if they lose and they go to 0-2, sound the alarm. Because Aaron Rodgers is a crybaby, and chances are Matt LaFleur is going to be on the hot seat. Watch. If the Bears win, watch next week. Somebody is going to write an article, mark my words, saying Matt LaFleur is on the hot seat. When really, it's because Rodgers is too greedy, got rid of Devontae Adams, got rid of his best wide receiver, and now he's in trouble. That's the difference. It's so easy to find narratives when you cover this stuff for a long enough time. I always say the NFL is about parity. Well, parity means the same teams always come back, or different teams switch it up every year. Headlines and storylines in the NFL are all about parity. You can already see it. You can already see somebody writing saying, oh, Packers started 0-2, Rodgers isn't happy, time to fire Matt LaFleur. How many people has Aaron Rodgers gone through? Assistants, head coaches, wide receivers. It's a him problem. He might be a great quarterback, but it's a him problem, and that's why he's never going to win another Super Bowl. That's why he's stuck at one of them. That's why he's been stuck at one. Nobody talks about it. Nobody makes a big deal about it, but if you want to call Aaron Rodgers an amazing quarterback, how about you win another Super Bowl or two? If you're supposed to be a great quarterback, win more. And what's the explanation? Oh, my coach sucked, my team sucked, my wide receivers sucked. How about you suck? That's another idea too. How about you suck? How about you should stop with your attitude and play frickin' football and win? Don't listen to the critics, okay? Take it from me. Don't listen to them. This is going to be a close game. I don't think the Bears are going to win, but it's going to be close. And if they do, we're going to have a big celebration here on Monday. And I'll be the first person in the world congratulating them. Because that would be an epic upset. And I'll tell you what, it's going to send a message throughout the entire league that the Bears are much better than people thought. Thanks for watching today's show here at BPOD TV, Gen TV, and Roku. Really appreciate the time. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports. If you want to watch more shows from Sports Talk Chicago, head on over to sportstalkchicago.com. So long, everyone.